Sorry, I couldn't take conversation. I mean, the arguments were so heated. I've seen some of your messages. Some of you are saying, "Oh, the lawyers ended up accusing." But that's how it's been, for most part of the month, most part of the lean political crisis ravaging the River State House of Assembly. All right, but let's see for the. Down the road, we will still have some more lawyers coming to the studio to argue, this Federal High Court judgment from Abuja, and maybe we will have proper understanding eventually. But right now, I want us to switch conversation from politics to a matter that has also been a lingering issue for about 9 years or more, and it has to do with the demonstration schools in River State. Now, some of you already know that the demonstration schools, have had this, would I call it a problem? Would I call it an issue with the River State government as to, payment of salaries or financial responsibilities? Now, the matter went to the industrial court, the last I remembered, and the court ruled in favor of the teachers because the River State government had said that it will no longer take up the financial responsibility of paying the teachers of the demonstration schools. Now, the reason is that while Nyesom Wike, His Excellency, was governor, I think he had given an order, a directive, and the directive was not obeyed, if I remember correctly, and that resulted in that decision. I hear the matter was appealed and still ruled in favor of the teachers of the demonstration schools. But as it is right now, the information reaching me is that the teachers are yet to receive any form of payment from the River State government. So, to move away from politics for a bit, I would like to talk with one of the teachers anonymously so that we can have a proper insight. And so government also, if government has forgotten, can begin to do the needful or to negotiate or arrive at some resolution for the betterment of these teachers. All right, so welcome on the show. I don't know if you can hear me, anonymous teacher. That's what I'm going to call you.
I can hear you very clearly. Good afternoon.
All right, so can you just help the listener and remind us of what really transpired and why the demonstration schools finding it difficult to receive payments from the River State government? I'm talking payments of salaries now. Can you educate us or remind us, whichever one?
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Kalada, and good afternoon, listeners out there. To begin with, the demonstration schools, some are primary, some are secondary, are established to complement the universities or their host institutions, particularly to satisfy educational needs of the staff children of the institutions. It obtains in universities and higher institutions nationwide in Nigeria and serve as first-class learning environment for the university and other higher institutions children and those within the environment, not just the staff children, those who live within the environment. So the institutions we have in River State, for example, they cater for the needs of the staff of the universities and the institutions, as well as other residents of the state. I'm sure there is evidence that abounds everywhere to this. So over the years, the schools have lived up to expectations, both in terms of performance of service, in outcome of the services they render, transforming the lives of children and producing even eventual critical manpower for the region. But on Tuesday, 18th of February 2016, there was an announcement made on radio which stopped the payment of salaries of the staff of these schools.
Sorry. What date? Give us the date again, please. Sorry.
I said on Tuesday, 18th February 2016.
Okay.
On Tuesday, 18th February 2016, and that announcement was credited to the former governor of the state, But the issue is not the emphasis on the governor or person of the governor. The issue is that there was an announcement like that, and since that day, the teachers of these schools have not been paid their salaries and over 9 years now, as of today. And of course, this has caused a lot of negative impact on the staff. A number of the staff have lost their lives. Some have lost accommodation and shelter due to their inability to pay rent, mortgages, and loans. Some have suffered domestic irritation, broken marriages, damaged marriages, and all that, out-of-school children syndrome. And some have lost capacity to cater for the needs of their families and their dependents, and resulted even in a state of general hopelessness and despair on job security and other issues. So our point of view is not legalities. Our point of view is not then argument. Our point of view is that let the government show concern. Let the government show concern on the suffering of the teachers. It's really painful that every time somebody has got to pay for happiness in the society, the teachers are always in front. So that's our stand. Right. Let the government show compassion on the teachers for once and let this issue be laid to rest. The reason why we went to the National Industrial Court was just to seek the protection of the law. We exhausted so many informal methods to try to appeal to the government because there's nothing particularly that we thought we have done wrong. We tried to appeal to the government. It fell on deaf ears. And time was ticking, and the law, we had the responsibility to go to seek protection under the law or to lose our job. Right. That is the only reason why we went to court. And the court, in their wisdom, ruled in our favor. And then the government itself went on appeal, and the appeal ruling was given still in our favor. And then the government simply kept silent and kept us where we are being put today. So we are appealing that the government will show compassion spiritually, physically, politically, socially, mentally, psychologically, anyhow you look at it. It makes sense that we are all human beings. The people we are talking about are River State indigenes. The preponderance of the teachers we are talking about are River State indigenes. And we are saying, this is our government, this is democracy, for crying out loud. Let us be giving, we don't need to change status to be able to survive in our own society. Everybody has something to contribute in the society. This is the case we are making.
All right. Yeah. Now, can I ask you this question? Have you communicated in any way with the River State government as led by His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara? Have you reached out? Because you said, I listened to you carefully, you said during the past administration or the last administration, you tried every informal way to reach out to the government at the time. Have you done similar with the current government?
Well, thank you for that question, and thank you, Nigeria Info. I speak on behalf of the cross-section of teachers affected in this, and we say we appreciate your station. We appreciate concerned people in River State generally. All the persons listening to us right now, we appreciate you for that simple human concern. We are not political. We have nothing to do with politics. And so we want to put on record that, yes, in the present reality show that the present government has begun to listen to us. And we're praying to the Almighty God to inspire the government, that however they are looking into our matter, let it end in fruition, let it end in success, and let God take His glory, and let lives that are placed on the line right now, covertly and overtly, directly and indirectly, let those lives be saved. And don't forget that we have a generation, a young generation, who just by design of act of faith or so are children of these teachers who also have a right to become what God created them to be for the future. Yeah.
Okay, so when you reached out, when you reached out to this administration, what was the response? I know you've said that you're looking into the matter and you're hopeful that it will be a fruitful reply from the government. Is there any response, or has there been any response, from the government in whatever form? Let's know.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. When we talk about these institutions, we are talking about River State University, we are talking about the Great Nigeria University, and we are talking about Kensara Polytechnic Bori. Now, for the River State University, for instance, there is a new governing council that the governor has put in place and led by Justice Mary Odili, and we thank her so far. Speaking from that point of view, we thank her because when that governing council arrived, they have given a listening ear to all the unions in that university. They met with all the unions in that university, and this matter was raised by virtually all the unions in the university, ASU, SANU, ASUTON, and secretarial staff, as an issue that is concerning the whole workers of the university. So that's a good example. That is assuring enough. Just that alone is assuring enough to us. That's what I'm saying. So that's an example that gives us hope that, yes, logically speaking, if things continue like that, then we can hope that, that something good can come out of it.
I do have a commercial coming up, but I'm going to throw the question at you so that, you can have time to think about it. And the question is, for more than 8 years, about 9 years, the River State government has not paid the salaries of demonstration schools teachers. Why are the teachers still teaching? Why are the teachers still holding on to the job when they could have, gone somewhere else and taken another job and done something else with the certificate or qualifications that they have? So take time to think about it. I do have a commercial break. When I do come back, you and I will continue the conversation. So please do stay on the line. Quickly, let's take a look at the headline news. RESEC chairman says no court order can stop primaries local government elections. Rivers IPAC chairman says no candidate list submitted yet to RESEC. Body of security guard found inside diesel tank in Rivers State. Federal government begins integrity assessment of Borno Dam. On the foreign scene, U.S. prosecutors say suspect left notes outlining plan to kill former President Trump. Details in the 6 p.m. news bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Kalada Kurubat Bodu Stations.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, it is the bottom of the hour. You're listening to Hard Facts at 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Kurubatabo. Good afternoon. All right, so I do have my guest. It is an anonymous teacher from one of the demonstration schools in Rivers State, and we are talking, the plight of the demonstration schools teachers in Rivers State. For more than 8 years, about 9 years, the teachers have been left in limbo. They have not been paid salaries. The matter has gone to courts, starting at the industrial courts, and then later there was an appellate court decision, all in favor of the teachers. Now, we are waiting the response of the Rivers State government. Yes, some can argue the matter did not start with the current administration, but government is a continuum, and we're looking at how we can arrive at a good resolution for the teachers who have still carried on teaching despite the plight that they are faced with. Welcome back, anonymous teacher. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon once again, and greetings once again to our listeners.
All right, so I asked you a question before we went in for the commercial. Why the teachers are still passionate about teaching? Because, while you and I were talking off air this morning, you said, some of the demonstration schools did very well in the West African examination that held sometime this year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Not a few members of the public have asked us that question severally, and you mentioned one word just now, passionate. That is the issue. I'm sure even from the voice which I'm speaking, you can see the passion. The passion is what has driven us. Let me use this opportunity and inform our viewers, our listeners, some of the things that these demonstration teachers do in this institution. They carry out, first-class, best quality education for our children. It's not in the quality of building, it's in the capacity of the teachers. This school boasts of first-rate teachers, properly screened, properly appointed over time, and they have a lot of years of experience, which they bring to bear every day. So they carry out primary functions of qualitative primary and secondary education for our children. They prepare our pupils for various public examinations in Nigeria, the first school living certificate, common entrances, junior YA, senior YA, and all that medical examinations with good results, over the years to show. And then one critical area is that they carry out supervision of, particularly in the university sector, they carry out supervision of university students who come for supervised industrial work experience. They call it CWES in the university. They carry out, they supervise those students who come for CWES and what they call teaching classes. So this is a critical component, so if they abandon the job, who will do the job? Be a job. So whether we know it or not, this is how the university functions as a system. So the demonstration teachers play a role like this. Aside from that, some of them are putting various years of service. Some of them have worked as long as 30 years, 28 years, and all that. It's not easy to just quit a job like that. There is a challenge of getting new jobs, especially under the existing economic realities in the country. There is an issue of morality of abandoning our students. Don't forget that there are parents who still believe in us. who still believe in us and continue to bring their children to our schools. I want our listeners to understand that if the society did not believe in the quality of the teachers of the demonstration schools, today all of them naturally, logically should have closed down. For the parents, the residents of River State, Rivers indigenous or non-Rivers, is not an issue. They still live in the school. So their children, they still bring their children. So we have that moral burden. We can't look at our children and abandon them, especially when you go to the primary school. See those small, tender, loving, kids. How do you just turn your back just because of someone?
Okay.
A natural teacher cannot just abandon his child like that just because of salary, even though it's paid. So we are using that also as a moral case, as a moral basis of our arguments too, in addition to the legal arguments we're making over the.
Okay, now let's quickly look at this issue. Sorry, I had to call you short. Time is racing so fast. The school fees. The school fees paid by the students. Where does it go to? Who collects it? Is it the River State government? Is it the university or tertiary institution? Because Kempoli is a part of it, right? So who collects this money and who utilizes the money when it's collected? Because the argument during Yes on Weekends time was that the school should take the school first was asked not to take school fees, but they decided to take school fees, so they should use the school fees to pay teachers their salaries.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. We are career civil servants. We're not interested in the politics of government. So to the best of our knowledge, the school fees in every university setup in Nigeria, there is a uniform pattern. The school fees are paid into designated university accounts, and the signatories to those accounts are the operators of the university, particularly of the institution. If it's a university, you have like the vice chancellor, you have like the registrar, you have like the broker. Those are the signatories. No teacher, no principal of any of the schools or head teacher, collect school fees. Absolutely none. You are free to verify. Members of the public can verify. Fees are not collected. Fees, strictly speaking, are not collected by the schools. They are paid into designated university accounts, and signatories are there. So we are not concerned with fees at all. We are not. We don't collect fees.
All right.
Don't.
Okay.
Yes.
So time for me to open the phone lines. So you stay on the line. I'll get reaction from the listeners, and we would maybe eventually come up with a solution to this lingering issue. Now, for you listening, this matter has been on since the 16th of February, 2016. Like I said, almost 9 years. In a couple of months, it will be 9 years. And, the question is, how do we resolve this once and for all? Now, yes, government has changed buttons. Or how do they say it again? There is a new government, not so new anyways. But how do you think the current administration, led by Siminalayi Fubara, His Excellency, should tackle this issue so we solve it once and for all? Do they still want demonstration schools? Do they want to pay the teachers? Do they want the teachers to fend for themselves? But then, in an ideal situation, one would think that the government should be able to take care of its staffers. Civil servants are staffers of the government. Anyways, I'm going to go to the phone lines. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817-923-0007. These are the call numbers. I'd like to hear from you. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. I do have Darlington Wauju as my first caller. Darlington, welcome on the show. Can you hear me, Darlington?
Yes, Canada, good evening.
All of the above, welcome. I say good afternoon. But welcome. Let's get your thoughts quickly.
Good evening, Canada.
I can hear you. Let's get your thoughts, Darlington.
Yes, I feel so pathetic. It's quite heartrending listening to the anonymous teacher speak about the situation and circumstances they found themselves. I, for one, happen to be the product of a demonstration secondary school, that of the University of Port Harcourt in particular. And I know the volume of work, the energy, the sacrifice, and the patriotism of these teachers towards building manpower for us in Rivers State and for the country at large. And I should think that this set of teachers who have suffered this kind of wickedness, if you permit me to use that word, do deserve the DSSROS, the Rivers State Hall of Fame, because what they are doing is more than patriotism. This kind of patriotism can only be found amongst those in the teaching profession. I apologize. I seem to have plenty of biases for teachers because my wife is a teacher, and I know what it takes to get to mold these children for us. And so I think that the Rivers State government should wake up and do something about the plight of these teachers. I want to thank them most sincerely from the bottom of my heart for their sacrifice for 9 years and still counting.
Almost 9 years.
May God bless all the teachers. May God bless them.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Iwauju, for your time. Doreen is calling from Rumolumeni. Doreen, welcome. Tell me what is on your mind. I'd like to hear. Yeah, Doreen.
Thank you. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
I want to add to what the teacher has said. I can say it is such a pathetic story, so pathetic. And I want to plead with the governor and everyone that has the milk of human kindness in Port Harcourt hearing this story. So, in one way or the other, find a way to appeal on their behalf. So I can't even imagine people that have taken this for almost 9 years and they are yet to be listened to. So please, Nigeria Info, I want to also beg you to consider to take up this matter in one way or the other. In fact, invite government officials and ask them concerning this issue. Please.
All right, then.
Please help these teachers.
All right.
Thank you, Kalada, for bringing this issue.
All right. Thank you, Doreen, as well, for calling in. I've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear for me.
My brother Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, greetings to you, Clinton.
See, teachers are an important component of the society. And as such should be treated with respect, and everything that they should desire, they should get it. How can a teacher be teaching for close to 9 years and stipends, or let nothing have been given to them for 9 good years, and they have families? I think it's really unfortunate that the state government should do something immediately to address this situation. Because, like he said, teachers are passionate people. Teachers don't just leave students like that. No matter how you want to try, they want to leave students. You cannot do it. So, whoever is responsible for the affairs of these teachers to ensure that their payments are given to them with even more privileges. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton. I've got Taria from Buguma. Taria, let's get your thoughts, please.
All right. First, the initiative to set up demonstration school in our institution, very commendable.
Okay.
However, there is a very pertinent question you have asked. The school fees the parents are paying, amounting up to millions. Canada, you will ask how much are, for instance, Canada, if you go to Port Polytechnic demonstration school, Niger Data Science School, my sister who took her son told me what they are telling her, over 350,000 Canada. The government school, that's
Sorry, so you see they pay how much? They pay how much again?
Over 350,000.
For what?
SS1.
For SS1.
Yes, Canada, independent, including uniform and whatever, Canada. But a government school, Canada, question is to collect such they will admit over 250 students in a class which is originally designed to, let's say, accommodate 30 students per class and 5 A to E, A, B, C, D, E, 150. They will do that. Collect the money and no proper accountability. So I sympathize with these teachers. The then governor's position. Yeah, well, you are collecting school fee. What are you doing with this? If the money is paid to the university must use that money to fund the demonstration school. In fact, my recommendation, Canada. Yeah, the left governor say, yeah, have sympathy, yeah, and bring them on board in line with the industrial court decision to reabsorb them and begin to pay. But they must give account of how much the school fees they are collecting. It's so much and nothing to show for it.
All right.
That's my suggestion.
Thank you very much, Tyra. Now let's quickly go back to my guest before I go back to the phone lines. Anonymous teacher, the last caller just talked about 350,000, if I heard correctly, or somewhere around that range, as money collected for fees, uniform fees, books fees at Ken Poly Demonstration School. Is that something that happens at the demonstration schools, or is that information verifiable?
Okay, thank you very much once again. My stand all through in this interview so far, has been on telling us the truth that we know. I'm not interested in the politics of governance. Every school fees that are collected in the demonstration schools are statutorily approved. That is, you are free to verify. What I'm saying is
so they are approved by the institution.
And when they are collected, approved by the necessary supervisory, we don't just say, teachers, particularly the teachers, don't just do that. We are not connected with school fees issues at all.
Okay.
And then those statutory school fees, when they are collected, they are paid into accounts of the university. And I've said earlier on that those accounts have signatories. How is it the responsibility of a teacher that comes to go to the classroom to teach to account for? It's not about something, as far as I'm concerned, without necessary, immodesty. You're just calling the dog a bad name for having it.
Okay.
So we are not connected with that at all. The school fees that are collected are statutorily approved, and they are paid to university accounts.
Okay.
And the university have signatories to the account. The institutions have signatories to the account. That's a simple and very clear point on that. So we're not here to join issues with people. Everybody's speaking on our favor.
Right.
So we are grateful, and we are just putting the facts, properly the way they are.
Okay.
There's no dubiousness. And if anybody is dubious, then let the person be brought to book if somebody is dubious.
All right. Okay, so we'll go back to the phone lines. Let's get more contributions from our listeners. 92.3 Nigerian Info is what you're listening to right now. And this is Hard Facts with Kalada Koribatibo. My guest is anonymous. On the show is also a teacher at one of the demonstration schools in River State, and we're looking at the non-payment of salaries for over 8 years, about 9 years, by the River State government. The numbers to call 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. What are your thoughts as it relates to this matter? How do you think the River State government should handle this issue to resolve it once and for all, like we would say? All right. While I'm waiting for your calls to be screened, I'm going to go to the WhatsApp portal, and this one says the New River State government should look for a way to settle these teachers for the sake of humanity. They have done no wrong to serve the public. And that is from Fidelis Elemuwa from Chokocho J. But you then said the decision of River State government to withhold the salaries of these individuals amounts to man's inhumanity against his fellow man. Fidelis, thank you very much. I'm going to take this call. 92.3. I think we're having issues with the network, so keep trying. But this message from Ernesto is that Woji says, what I'm hearing, somebody is praying to God to touch His Excellency's hearts for them to get paid their own money. What is wrong with black people? You don't beg to get paid. You demand the governor. You said he's your servant. If your employee, a worker, okay, if you employ a worker, you don't beg him, you demand from him. Sadly, issues like this don't get the media. We only discuss individuals like Tony Okocha, Wike, CNTC. And the masses will be bored with issues like this. They want to talk about AC, just PDP. And that's from G. Thank you very much for your contribution there. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, hello.
Yes, welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, the issue of this demonstration tax salary is something that is very recent. And the last caller made a point, and I'm still on the point of the last caller. The university authority is collecting school fees, and the question: what are they doing with those school fees? So the school cannot be collecting school fees, and the government is paying salary. So the question: what are the school doing with the salary they are collecting from students?
All right. Thank you very much. I've got to go. I've got a commercial. When I do come back, we'll talk about this because someone just sent me a message saying that it is not true that people pay 350,000 naira. As a matter of fact, there is a document attached and the amount there. So I will look at it, but let's go for a commercial. But thank you, I should say goodbye to my anonymous guest. And thank you very much for being Patreon show.
Thank you. Can I just say one thing?
I don't have time so quickly.
Okay. Well, I just want to read this quotation from the Holy Bible, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. He said, "And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy tears be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see darkness."
All right.
This is the word of God. May we hear the word that follows.
All right, thank you very much, and do have a fantastic mender of today. All right, on that note, you stay tuned. We'll go for a quick commercial. We'll come back, more conversations.